Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Ideal Video Blog. Today finds us outside of Poteet, Texas. We're down here at Duguay's Diamond D Ranch. I ran into a guy that I've gotten to be good friends with, Jeff Schrader. Jeff is the mastermind behind Cattle.com. If you've never been to Cattle.com, it's a great site. It's always got the up-to-date information about what's going on, the hot topics. It's the place, if you'll remember, Jeff and I got together last year to go to National Western. We shot the videos for the herd bull alley that they have there. Had a lot of fun with that. I don't know if you've seen those videos up there. If not, check them out. They're still on Cattle.com. We hope to get back to Denver this year and do that again, bring you those good videos. But Jeff, I just wanted to one, put your face to it for everybody, you know, so that they know that that's you that's on there when they're talking back and forth, and ask you, you know, Cattle.com has probably been a lot of fun, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. I mean, it's got a long history behind it. I used to be an ag engineer.
Okay.
That's what I went to college for, up at Texas A&M.
Woo.
I was home doing an internship for my future engineering job, and living at my parents'. And I was going for a walk one night, and I decided I wanted to learn how to do a website. And I thought I have to do something about a website about something. And I decided I wanted to make a online show calf portal, and I was going to call it showsteers.com.
Okay.
About 5 or 6 years too late to that. So I had played this online horse racing game while I was working in college. It was just a way to waste time, and I wondered, why isn't anybody doing this for cattle? Because we grow up so blinded to this that we think people would actually do that for cattle.
Right.
They don't. And back in 2001, I started simsteer.com, which was an online cattle game. Basically, take all of this, turn it into a virtual game where you breed and raise virtual cattle. And eventually that started making enough money where I was able to justify it. But then I launched showdog.com. And there are enough people within the dog industry to make that a real job. And I started doing that full time after about 6 or 7 months.
Right.
Quit my engineering job and started, you know, selling virtual dogs and virtual cattle every day online. And eventually I wanted to do an actual informational portal. I still wanted to do that and use some search engine optimization stuff, use some of those skills in something a little bit more informational.
Right.
And that's where I started thinking about the idea behind Cattle.com. At the time, it wasn't Cattle.com.
Right. Well, you know, everybody talks about when you do a website, how to get a short name, how to get something that people will hit on. Cattle.com is a phenomenal domain name.
I'm biased, obviously, but there's not a better one within this sector. It's short, to the point,
right.
And it was for sale for $120,000 the first time that I looked at it. I knew that the guy had been trying to sell it since 1994 because I rather ignorantly in 2001 thought I could go register Cattle.com.
Right.
Realized that was a stupid idea as well. About August of one fall, I started working on the guy. I emailed him, said, you know, I can't really do 120,000. How about 20,000? And he said, no, I understand. And, you know, it's not an insult of an offer,
right.
But I kept working on him. About once a month, I would contact him. I remember because it was the World Series, because I was trying to get tickets to the World Series, and he called and said, you know, if I've got it for sale on Sado, and he was asking $80,000 at the time. Well, I ended up getting it for $25,000, which I think Terrell Miller's the only person I've told that before, but it's not for
now
sale.
You've told the world.
Now I've told the world. It's not a secret. It's not like the domain name's for sale,
right.
Although because of that, within the domaining area, that's where we get a lot of offers on that domain. And I just like a good domain name.
Right.
I've got show dog, show cattle, show horse, show lamb. There's a bit of a trend there.
That's pretty interesting, and you know, I went there a bunch before I ever met you or before anything like that. And you know, the information that's there has just really been good. And I know that we got a lot last year, and it was amazing to me to see once we shot those videos of those herd bulls, how many people viewed those and how that was that a big driver in Cattle.com, was those?
That's one thing that coming into developing Cattle.com, I realized that, you know, I'm just some guy down in South Texas.
Right.
Nobody cares what I think, and quite frankly, the fact that people do care what I think kind of alarms me sometimes. But what was it, 5 years ago, I knew that everybody talks about the bulls that go to Denver. At the time when Show Steers had their forum, and I think it was Club Calves and Breeders' World were the Club Calf forums back then. And everybody talked about the bulls that were there. And my neighbor also went to Denver every year at that time, Hank Kutzer with Kutzer Farms. And he came back talking about the bull man-child. Everybody was talking about the bull man-child, a blue roan, thick, thick, thick. And, you know, I thought, you know, I should take a video camera up there and try to videotape some of these bulls and put it up on cattle.com. I'm sure a couple people would come visit us.
Right.
And, you know, everybody told me, you know, if you see a bull like man-child, you're not going to be able to see it. You know, you're not going to be able to get a video camera to him. Well, that first year I took a video camera, just a handheld small camera that we had used for personal use, and I hopped on a plane and flew up there. I think we did 56 bulls that year. I think that's still the record, just because I videotaped everything I could. And at that year, there were just a lot of bulls. It was also the year we were at 7 degrees tops.
Oh, man.
It was horrendous. I could not take it. I mean, about 2 hours of videoing, and I was done each day. Ever since then, we've tried to increase what we do, or to improve what we do. The second year that I went, I think I took a big camera. The third year, I think we did interviews, or maybe it was the second year that we started doing interviews, and then I realized that I'm not a great interviewer, so Rachel Williams volunteered to help us that third year. And then that third year, I also brought my brother along to help with that, just to have an assistant. Fourth year, that's kind of, we also did that. And then this year, I knew that our video quality was not up to snuff. I don't want to be unfair to any of the bulls. We're not promotional, we're informational. We try to be fair to all the bulls, but I also want to give everybody a fair shake. And that's why I contacted you this spring, and we've had a lot of positive comments about the video quality this year.
Well, we had a lot of fun doing that. You know, it wasn't near as cold this year, and it was just an enjoyable time, and we had a lot of fun. And I'm looking forward to going back to Denver this next year and doing some different stuff. I don't know how we're going to spice it up this year, but we'll do something.
We'll figure something out. I don't know what we can do different. Maybe some of your viewers can tell us.
Exactly. If y'all have some ideas of what you'd like to see up at the National Western this year.
Other than American cattle.
Other than American cattle, obviously. But give us a call or let us know on there. You can get Jeff on cattle.com any day of the week. Your email is jeff@cattle.com.
Jeff@cattle.com.
That's easy enough to remember. Jeff, thanks for being on the show this week. I really appreciate it. Until next week, guys, we look forward to seeing you back on another episode of the Ideal Video Blog.